Why is so important to observe fish behavior, applying technologies, and what's the present situation of the art?
We just see the water surface, and if everything's calm, we can assume everything's calm, but actually that may be completely wrong. So we need a means by which to understand what's going on with our animals. Are they well fed? Are they healthy? And the only way to do this really well is by using technologies. Cameras give us, and like you say, it's like eyes. We actually see the fish, but we can only see in Norway about 1% of the cage, and in Chile, maybe the smaller cages, maybe 3% of the cage. So we get a lot of resolution on a small part of the cage and a smaller number of fish. What we have with hydroacoustics is we can see 60 to 70% of the cage. It's not that one of these technologies replaces the other. They're different. They have different pros and cons, and actually using them together is a way that gives you all aspects. In this day and age, we also have the internet, and we have artificial intelligence and machine learning.
This could be applied also to other aspects of the fish farming, like disease, for instance.
For example, in Chile, approximately 1 year ago, there was an algae bloom, and it affected a site, where our customer site. Once we got all of that data, we could see that in the 2 weeks prior to the algae bloom, there was a very distinctive behavior in the fish that we hadn't seen before. We'll need to see more blooms to be sure that this happens every time, but we saw a very clear pattern, which could be in the future a prediction. The other thing we've done is we've been working with some projects in Norway. There's a Norwegian disease called Pancreatic Disease, and there's a paper that came out recently where they used data from our systems to just monitoring appetite, so even less than what we're normally monitoring, but they used it to show that they could predict pancreatic disease 1 month before it was detected by conventional methods. So 1 month, which is more than we could hope for.
In which way can this technology be involved in the feeding operations?
Firstly, cameras are often used for pellet detection nowadays. So they're monitoring uneaten pellets, and that's being used by the feeders to decide when to adjust feeding or stop. Now we have starting to use that pellet detection signal to feed into algorithms so the machine can decide itself when to stop. With our hydroacoustic systems, we have an algorithm which watches the feeders, the people feeding, it watches the fish, it learns, and within 4 or 5 days, it understands how to feed the fish the way the feeder wants to feed them. What benefit does that bring? Aside from, firstly, it means that you can make your feeding very consistent, but secondly, the feeders are under a lot of pressure because they're feeding several cages at once. They're watching a lot of things. With this sort of system, what you can do is you can have the system just showing the feeder where there's attention needed. We have another product, not yet in Chile, whereby the whole feeding is autonomous. I see the benefits in terms of sustainability 3 ways. One is we're reducing feed waste. We can improve the growth, so we can improve economic sustainability. We can also improve fish welfare by ensuring that all fish get the opportunity to feed. You're improving fish welfare, environment, and economics.
What's your view of the future aquaculture?
Well, I think that there's going to be some real advances this year. There's several companies, including our own, working on individual recognition. And that means follow those fish and how well they're growing. We can follow them for development of lesions or lice or health and welfare. We'll also see a big improvement in the way that with hydroacoustics, we're able to monitor the whole population and their welfare status. You will see technologies dedicated for ponds emerging. It's really to do with the way we work between teams and the open communication platforms we have, so everybody sees what's going on when we have challenges, when we have successes. But importantly, this extends beyond our own company to our customers and to researchers. So we have our development team, our data science people who actually write the algorithms for the artificial intelligence and machine learning. We have them meeting with our customers. And I mean, these are people who are don't go anywhere near a farm, talking to the fish farmers, get the customer's view about the fish, about the problems, and what can we solve. And we work together in that way.
Thank you for this interview with Karin and myself.
Many thanks for your time, for this interview, for the great information you share with us. So
thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure.